Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moments. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star episode number 261 based on novel. So let's start. The Black Disk ship continued to head towards the main continent. The main continent had a largest diameter of 1.8 light years. Its surrounding thousands of islands together didn't even add up to a tenth of the main continent. The main continent had a Black Disk ship flying at sub-light speed above its desert. Luophone, 960 million kilometers away. There's a team with 3 Undyings and an army of over 10,000. According to the army's conversation, there should be 1 official Undying amongst the 3, and he's pretty strong. After a while, Luophone, 980 million kilometers away. There's a team stationed in the desert. There are 2 Undyings and 23 sector lords. According to what they are saying, they should have just finished a battle and lost quite a bit of their strength. Their team has just 1 official. After a while, the leader of the team is an official. The leader of the team is an official. Luophone sat in the sofa of the control room, casually sipping his wine, listening to the reports of Barbata. All right, Barbata, you don't have to tell me everything in detail. Luophone put down his glass. You don't even have to scan. I'll be able to guess that every team almost definitely has an official. Indeed, the master of Barbata, you are wise. Barbata mocked. When Luophone reached domain lord level, according to the living I's most basic system, it would automatically regard Luophone as its master. However, as it was already a living AI, with its own emotions, it still naturally resonated more with its old master Hu Yangbo. It normally called Luophone by name, hardly ever calling him master. The name was just his way of calling him. As a living AI, Barbata naturally respected Luophone as its master. This was the special quality of a living AI. Like the automaton race, a pinnacle race of the universe, every one of them was a living AI. They had strict limitations about authority within their bodies, and they would never have an incident where the lower-ranking warriors would disrespect the higher rankings. It could be said that they were the most united race of the universe. Why's my ass? I've been in the Yangji main continent for 36 days, discovering over 800 teams. Whether it's other races or human teams, according to what I've seen, there's never been a team without an official. Luophone shook his head. It's obvious that every team here has an official. Strange. According to the information I gathered, among the Undyings, the generals should take up to 3 RDS of the Undyings, the officials 1/3, and there should be very few emperors. With the percentage of officials that high, out of every team of 3 to 5 Undyings, there would most definitely be 1 within. A team without an official cannot survive on the main continent. Luophone smiled. It was just like when the Star-Eating Sector Lord appeared on Fog Island. It forced the Undyings into group in 5 or 6. One theory was the high percentage of officials meant that more teams would have officials, forcing the teams without one to form alliances with another that had at least 1 official. That way, their chances of survival were much higher. Otherwise, if they were attacked by a team with an official, they would be massacred. Official. They had undying bodies, and it was very rare that officials were killed, unless a particular enemy official was very proficient in soul attacks. Looks like there are very few emperors. After flying here for 36 days, I haven't even seen an emperor team. Luophone shook his head. That is very normal. It takes about 2 years to fly past the entire continent, and that is flying in a straight line. If we want to search the entire continent, considering that the emperors don't move at all, even searching for 10,000 years wouldn't be enough. You've only flown for 36 days, do you think it would be that easy to find an emperor? Even if you bump into one, his scanning device may be even more advanced than yours. It may completely block off yours, and we wouldn't even be able to discover him. Luophone shook his head. Barbata. Luophone ordered. Activate all abilities of the second scanning device, and maintain number 1's normal state and close off all of its jamming abilities, only maintain its protection status. Luophone ordered. Understood. Barbata immediately did so. The first device was the one he spent a huge fortune on in Primal Chaos City to exchange for. This was definitely something an emperor would use. The second one was the one he got when used the Golden Horned Beast to kill the official level Undying Fen Ya. This one would cost about a few 100,000 mixed elements too. It was not bad. Right now, he closed off all jamming systems of the first device. Then, as long as the enemy teams had devices better than his second device, they would be able to find Luophone. It was hard to find any device better than his first device, however, it was easy to find people with those better than his second. Luophone, you sure are crafty. Not crafty, just bored. I have to catch some fish, luring them to eat my bait. 310 million kilometers away, there was a completely black living ship flying. Within its control room. Despicable human, actually having an undying plant, if not for it, I'd long killed them. A scaled wolf head man roared. The humans are simply too wealthy, even an official human has an undying plant. Humans are wealthy. Another undying with large compound eyes and butterfly wings said beside him. If it was Luophone, he could instantly tell. This was the Wei Yi race, a powerful race that wasn't subservient to the demons. Actually, there were many other powerful races in the outer region wars that weren't subservient to the four pinnacle races. Some of them sent their members after discussion with the pinnacle races just for experience and training. Even to the point that there were other pinnacle races besides the four. After all, demons, automaton, humans, and bugs, these were but four of the 6 pinnacle races of the universe. As their territories were close, they often clashed and fought. There were 2 other pinnacle races in the universe, as they were much further away, naturally they wouldn't get too involved in the big wars. Otherwise, just the cost of transportation alone would be shocking. However, there were some members of the 2 pinnacle races that were willing to come fight. Like the Ka-Wu race, even though they belonged to the side of the bugs. In truth, they were subservient to one of the 2 distant pinnacle races. Humans are very adept at machinery and living things. Another Wei Yi Undying said with envy. Combined with the one and only virtual universe network, combining the entire strength of humanity, using their resources most efficiently, it's made it hard for any other race to match them. Humans have poor body structures. Hence, they are much weaker than us demons. This is why they have to use other tactics to match us. The wolf head man said. It's a pity that the space beasts are too proud, not wanting to be part of us demons. Those proud space beasts should think too, they have high intelligence and talents, and they are huge beasts, they should naturally be part of us demons. This is especially true for the pinnacle 12 bloodlines, they are even higher than our royal bloodlines. It's a pity. The space beasts have powerful strength, but no territories, it sure is peculiar. A Wei Yi lady spoke. Even without territories, they are situated throughout the universe. The wolf head man said. The space beasts are scattered throughout the universe, many sector lord pinnacle beasts never meeting another in their lifetimes. Unless they become undying and have eternal life, only then could they make contact with the space beast core. The Space Beast Alliance. That's one of the super alliances of the universe. If that alliance was willing to merge with the demons, our demons would definitely become the top pinnacle race. The wolf head man exclaimed. The demons and space beasts did have many disputes. Actually, as a whole, the space beasts were like a strengthened demon race. The demons couldn't be blamed in wanting them to merge. While these 3 undyings were discussing humans, demons, and space beasts. Ah? The wolf head man looked at his arm screen. The other 2 Wei Yi undyings looked at him. Captain? The 2 of them asked curiously. We've discovered a ship, it's a human. The wolf head man said seriously. What's special about a human ship? The lady smiled, looks like the captain is triggered by humans. No, there's only one human on the ship, and it's a sector lord. The scaled wolf head man emphasized. Sector lord? How can that be? The 2 Wei Yi undyings were shocked. The main continent was filled with powerful warriors, it was almost certain there would be an official within every team or someone with the abilities of an official. However, there was a human sector lord on the main continent now. A human sector lord actually dares to come to Yangji main continent? Is he looking to die? The other 2 undyings couldn't believe this. I've thought of a person. The wolf head man said suddenly. Do you remember the star-eating sector lord I spoke of on Fog Island? Fog Island star-eating sector lord? The 2 Wei Yi undying single eyes gleamed. I heard that he has the strength of an official and 100 vine star-eating plant. The wolf man revealed a smile. This human sector lord could very likely be the star-eating sector lord. Maybe he found himself invincible on Fog Island and decided to come to the main continent. How stupid. The main continent isn't like Fog Island at all. Let's kill him. Are there any objections? Of course not. The 2 other undyings laughed. Let's get close. The wolf head man ordered. The living ship swiftly flew towards Luo Feng's ship. The living ship got closer. Look, that human sector lord is still casually sipping wine. The leading scaled wolf head man pointed at the screen and mocked. If only he knew that he was being watched by the demon clan's pinnacle official warrior from the Gold Fear race, he'd probably be weak in his knees from the fear. The Wei Yi lady laughed. Beside her the Wei Yi man nodded and said coldly, "Ignorance is bliss, let's help him die faster." To have such power at sector lord level is definitely an absolute genius by the Demon Alliance standards. His rewards would be extremely high. It is very high. The wolf headman nodded, hence we need to record footage of the battle and keep his body and items to prove our work. Unlike the humans that had the virtual universe, the demon communication system was much more backwards. They could only maintain consciousness communication in the 7th battlefield, and were unable to project images or footage, much less the synchronized broadcast of the virtual universe network. Understood. The two Wei Yi Undyings were excited. Within the ship, Luo Feng sat in his control room and sipped his wine, revealing a peculiar smile, muttering to himself, "Ignorance is bliss, right? You guys are right. You are very blissful right now, because you don't know what's about to hit you. Actually, the contribution points I'll get from you will be pretty high, official pinnacle? Hee, I am much stronger than the boulder of Fog Island. The golden horned beast should have no problems getting rid of you. 5 minutes, 4 minutes. Countdown 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28. Luo Feng's first scanner clearly recorded the distance between his ship and the living ship. An undying light ball that was being condensed instantly shot through tens of thousands of kilometers, hitting the black disk ship Luo Feng was in. The E9 ship was instantly torn apart with large amounts of alloy remains shooting in all directions. The entire ship was exploded open along with the space itself, as countless space fragments shook. After a while, the fragments regained their form. Amidst the ripples, a black silhouette stood in space. He held a shield and had a blade on his back. "Little punk, you sure got some guts coming to Yangji main continent." A sharp voice resounded from the butterfly-winged undying with compound eyes. The Wei Yi lady spoke only at a sector lord level. "You must be an absolute genius of humanity. How can you be so stupid? His stupidity gives us points." The Wei Yi man said from the other side. "Don't waste time, hurry and kill him." The wolf head man said from the distance. The three undyings surrounded Luo Feng from all sides. So noisy. Luo Feng brandished his blade from the scabbard on his back, his gaze gleaming coldly at the three undyings. "Poor little." The Wei Yi lady had just begun to speak. The two Wei Yi undyings simultaneously became blurs, leaving a S-curve as they flew towards Luo Feng. They shot out large amounts of white threads from both hands, seemingly like spider web. Luo Feng, however, saw through it easily. The threads shot through the distance, slashing the space and creating a thin slit. The two undyings released over 10 million threads that wrapped around Luo Feng from all about, wanting to trap him within. The Wei Yi race sure is powerful, their methods aren't ordinary at all. However, these two are obviously still too weak. Luo Feng shook his head. Countless white threads wrapped about him. "What an idiot, he doesn't even block it," the Wei Yi undying male mocked. "Even though the two of us are weaker, however, even if the captain was caught by us, he wouldn't be able to break free immediately." The lady's compound eyes sneered, after which, however, their smiles vanished. Because, just as the white threads began to form their cocoon around Luo Feng, they were shocked to realize that the black silhouette was already thousands of kilometers away. How can that be? How can his dodging speed be even faster than us? The two undyings were shocked. Luo Feng simply glanced at them. While creating his techniques, the 182nd opponent set by his teacher, the Primal Chaos City leader, was a Wei Yi undying. Back then the Golden Horned Beast fought against that undying. That opponent was Emperor level, and his power and skills were at a much higher level. The Wei Yi race were well known in speed and dodging, and they could naturally spit threads. The threads they made were incredibly flexible and sturdy. The moment they formed a cocoon, they would trap their opponents. Even if the enemy had his body completely shattered, he wouldn't be able to escape. This was like a cage that was almost impossible to escape from in a short time. It was a pity. Luo Feng had detailed information about them within his inherited memories, and with battle experience against an Emperor-level Wei Yi undying, how could he be bothered with these two barely official punks? Die? Luo Feng flashed 3 times, leaving behind warps within the 10,000 kilometers area, almost like lightning that was warping. Strike travel. The Wei Yi man immediately hurriedly tried to dodge and use his threads to stop Luo Feng. But it couldn't be helped, Luo Feng was faster than him by a large margin. The blood shadow blade instantly left behind a terrifying flash. This silver flash was invincible, slashing through space itself, leaving behind torn fragments of space and creating a silver Milky Way. The flash of the blade formed a Milky Way. With that Milky Way, it couldn't be stopped. Rumble. The shocked Wei Yi Undying was instantly torn to shreds. Moon Policy First Form, Milky Way across the sky. Another 2 flashes and 2 more Milky Ways appeared in the space, one tearing apart the Wei Yi lady and another rushing straight at the wolf head demon. 3 Milky Ways. Attacking 3 Undyings. How? The body of the wolf head man instantly broke apart, a powerful howl erupted as a huge gold-scaled beast with a wolf head but with a horn on top appeared. Its head scales had incomparably complex engravings. One of the royal demon empires, the Gold Fear race. They were renowned for swallowing. They were somewhat similar to a weakened golden horned beast. Captain, I lost 3% of my undying body. I lost 2% of my undying body. The 2 Wei Yi Undyings reformed their bodies in mid-air, as their eyes filled with rage and shock. They had just recently completed their undying bodies, hence they weren't fully stable yet. However, they were barely official level. To damage their undying bodies, one had to at least have barely Emperor strength or close to Emperor ability. Indeed. The current Luo Feng and his human body did have close to Emperor strength. His basic strength was 1,000 times that of a normal sector lord, which was at a low official level. In terms of skill, over 1,000 years of creating his techniques and studying the Beast God statue, with it in hand, it allowed him to reach the Beast God presence of passing the Heavenly Bridge's 18th level. This was already at the Emperor level. As for his usage of the blade, he had created the pinnacle technique Moon Policy. The 3 had combined skill and blade work with the increase in body strength. This allowed him to have close to Emperor level strength. After all, the true pinnacle emperors, like Bloodthirst Emperor, Fantasy Spirit etc., the techniques they created were only top-class level. But Luo Feng's blade work was indeed very intrepid. A human sector lord with close to Emperor level strength? If we kill him, how much points would we get? He may be slightly stronger than me, but it can't be by that much. The 2 Wei Yi idiots just finished their undying bodies, and they have yet to stabilize it. Even I have the ability to damage 1% of their bodies at a time. The Gold Fear race demon's eyes were burning, and this human is just a sector lord. He doesn't even have an undying body. The worst case scenario, I'll burn some of my undying energy and give it my all to kill him. Such a genius, his points should be akin to an emperor. Killing a sector lord genius had a much higher reward than killing a similar level undying sector lord with the strength of an emperor. Killing him would give him the points akin to actually killing an emperor. The 2 of them actually got injured, and their undying bodies were damaged. Luo Feng glanced at the 2 Wei Yi Undyings. So weak, my earth body only has close to emperor strength. And not even a true emperor. How? The distant Gold Fear demon rushed over and opened its mouth. A terrifying suction strength immediately acted on Luo Feng's body. He probably wouldn't dare forcefully swallow a similar level pinnacle official, but a human sector lord, even if he was strong, he was still human without an undying body. He immediately attempted to swallow him. The sky and land grew dark as the powerful space energy acted on his body. Luo Feng instantly took out the undying star-eating plant that instantly swelled and covered 100,000 kilometers of space. Let's see how you swallow this. Luo Feng's other body was the golden horned beast. Naturally, he was clear on the weakness of this ability. The swallowing area had a limit. A 100,000 kilometers diameter plant was something the demon had no way of swallowing. How? The demon was forced to stop abruptly as it howled. Countless gold lights appeared in the surrounding space, and within this gold domain, the demon rushed at Luo Feng. Be my training partner. Once I'm done, the golden horned beast will kill you and get the points. Luo Feng wielded his blood shadow blade and instantly rushed at him in the air above the vast desert. A huge terrifying Gold Fear demon was battling against a black armored man. The battle was intense as the both of them were fighting at close combat. The slash that left behind slits in the space only managed to slice through the scales and skin of the Gold Fear demon. Even though gold blood spewed out, with his undying energy flowing within his body, such injuries meant nothing to him. How? The demon clawed at Luo Feng. Luo Feng flashed about, instantly dodging his attacks while attacking again. His blade flashed across the skies. Despicable human. The demon howled after fighting for a while. He's too cunning, his dodging and hiding abilities are simply too good, I cannot even hurt him. He had initially thought he'd engage in close combat with the advantage of his undying body, thinking it would be incredibly easy to kill him. However, he realized that the human was simply too fast. Even after so many exchanges, he only managed to clash blades once in a while, without even harming him once. Anxious, rage. Killing this human will be very hard, unless I burn my undying body. The beast recognized the fact. I have to report to the Alliance. It thought. A human sector lord with strength close to an emperor is definitely an absolute genius. Even with just the report, if confirmed, I will get quite some points. The beast immediately began his report via his device in his world ring. I'm on Yangji main continent, my coordinates are. I've discovered a human sector lord proficient in blade work. I believe that he's the star-eating sector lord from Fog Island. His true strength is a little stronger than a pinnacle official and closer to emperor. My two Wei Yi underlings had just gotten their undying bodies, and his attack actually damaged their undying bodies. The Gold Fear Beast reported. A pity. The communication systems of the demon race was simply too weak. It was unable to even send images, and was only capable of mental communication. Even the confirmation of the contribution points will be taken care of only after the report reached the base. The Human Virtual Universe Network synchronized broadcast on the other hand could easily confirm the battle situation, sending points immediately. My blade is actually able to pressure this Gold Fear demon. Combined with my movement skill, it's perfect. Luo Feng was excited as he battled. The feeling of battling in the outer region walls sure is different from the virtual universe. In the virtual universe, one would subconsciously recognize. It was all simulated. All of them were fake. This was a natural instinct. Even if it did have the ability to train his techniques, it was unable to produce the feeling of fear and caution within Luo Feng. The outer region wars, however, were different. The enemy may produce surprise tactics at any time, he didn't dare get careless at any time. Like this Gold Fear beast, the moment he burned his undying body, he would instantly have Emperor-level strength. Of course that was akin to burning his soul, and unless it was truly necessary, he wouldn't do so. Training complete. Time to let the Golden Horned Beast appear. Luo Feng immediately used his first scanning device to jam the enemy's devices. Simultaneously from afar, a huge silver silhouette appeared. Its high-speed movement made it seem like a blur. It rushed straight at the two Wei Yi undyings. They are actually in a stalemate. Accurately speaking, the captain is losing. The two Wei Yi undyings watching the fight from the distance were both stunned. No problem, the captain has an undying body. Even though he's losing, there's no danger, and the moment he burns 2 to 5% of his undying body, he'll settle the human quickly. Even though almost all of the points will go to him, as long as we get a little, that's still something. The two Wei Yi undyings were chatting when they suddenly felt a terrifying pressure. What? They turned fiercely, and their compound eye saw an incredibly glaring silver light tearing past space. It slashed past space like it was tofu. They didn't even have time to react as the silver light sliced past them. This wasn't some silver light, it was the silver beast's Showu wings. Wings like a blade, sturdy and piercing, slashing past everything. The two low officials had already lost some of the undying bodies when the human Luo Feng slashed them. As the Showu wings sliced them apart, the space energy from the wings instantly caused their bodies to degrade and get reduced to nothing. The beast flapped its wings and headed straight for Luo Feng and the Gold Fear demon. The Gold Fear demon had discovered the silver beast the moment it attacked the two Wei Yi undyings. However, when it discovered they were instantly destroyed, the demon was completely shocked. What? Emperor undying? Definitely an emperor. Since it's so relaxed, it's definitely not a low emperor, at least a high-level emperor. The demon was filled with fear. No wonder the scanning device couldn't detect it. Its scanning device must be much more advanced than mine. Damn, what beast is this? Flee, flee, flee. The Gold Fear demon couldn't care about the human genius anymore, immediately fleeing. Flee? Luo Feng pretended to be shocked too as he turned and fled. One human and one demon were both fleeing. Hope that Emperor Undying chases that human. The demon thought within. Go chase that human, why are you chasing me? He's caught up. The Showu wings flapped and the golden horned beast instantly caught up with the demon. Hooah! The wings acted like blades. Moon policy was firstly created as a winged attack and was especially used with the Showu wings. Even though it was altered to be used as a blade technique, it was obviously much more wanton and carefree as a winged attack. The silver light slashed past his space. The gold fear demon was sliced in half, fresh blood along with its organs could be clearly seen. The blood and organs seemed to be held by a formless power as the two bodies quickly rejoined. I lost 6% of my undying body? The demon was extremely shocked. This is a pinnacle emperor, pinnacle emperor. It was a pinnacle official. To easily harm a pinnacle official's body, one had to have a pinnacle emperor's strength. Spare me, spare me. The demon immediately communicated. The golden horned beast flashed over and over, slashing the demon countless times. Its speed was simply too fast. The moment his body reformed, he was sliced apart again, instantly losing 50% of his undying body. Spare me, senior, don't force me. The demon was worried. The beast attacked again and it made the demon fall into despair. Go and die? The demon howled and used the remaining energy within to self-destruct. The countless years of accumulation of his undying body, it held terrifying amounts of energy. It instantly exploded and the force of the explosion instantly reached the level of a pinnacle emperor's level of attack. Rumble. Hundreds of thousands of kilometers of the space above the desert was instantly torn apart, countless space fragments were shredded. The golden horned beast had immediately flashed away the moment it discovered the undying demon was about to self-destruct, simultaneously hiding behind the Showu wings. The wings grew in size and completely covered the beast as it was knocked back a few hundred kilometers before stopping. The Showu wings had diffused over 90% of the force. Even though the remaining force exceeded the 10,000 sector lord limit of its general armor, the armor still diffused 90% of the remaining force. That little force remaining was only about over 6,000 sector lord strength. It was but a tickle to the golden horned beast. Luo Feng, who was pretending to flee, stopped too. It quickly let the beast collect the items left behind and put him back in his internal world. Powerful. My beast god presence is already at the 18th level, and with my pinnacle technique. Luo Feng thought. However, my body structure side is only still at the basic emperor level. With the three together, it gives me a high emperor strength. The Showu wings are simply too powerful. The space energy it produces sure is terrifying. It's able to harm even a pinnacle official's body. Luo Feng was extremely happy. He took the items from the three officials and produced another ship, swiftly leaving. Within the management department of the demons in the outer region wars. Confirmed report. A human sector lord with close to emperor level strength has been discovered on Yangji main continent. He should be an absolute genius of humanity, ranking among the top 100 of human sector lord geniuses. Looking at the result produced by the AI. Two completely black-colored puppets sat there. Having close to emperor strength, he should be a core genius of one of the 5 Leviathans, like the primal region sector lords of the virtual universe company. Even though there are 100 of them, only 1/3 of them are probably able to reach close to emperor level strength. A completely black-bodied man with a lion head said seriously. Indeed. There were indeed over 100 human geniuses that had close to emperor level. Those sector lords that have trained for up to millions of years, their law comprehension would at least reach up to the 18th level. Combined with their trump cards and techniques, they could produce close to emperor level strength. However, close to emperor level, just that alone was very difficult to kill a low-level official. I didn't expect the star-eating sector lord of Fog Island to have such strength. He had only killed normal undyings back then, battling with the weak officials of Fog Island. Now he actually has close to emperor level strength. Another black-bodied puppet with 99 miniature heads spoke. The human geniuses are all well hidden, it's hard to find one. For such a genius, to be that powerful at sector lord level, the moment he becomes undying, is set to become an emperor. And he could very likely be a high emperor, or even pinnacle emperor. When he gets an undying body, killing him would cost tens of millions of times more. Even though his strength is not weak now, he still doesn't have an undying body, and killing him is still easy. Such a threat should be eliminated as early as possible. The lion head demon said. The puppet with 99 heads nodded. I'll immediately report this and let the upper management give the order. This video will end here. Thank you for watching.